Welcome to What Remains of Edith Finch. It's hard to compete with that opening. We're going to take a little ride on the boat and explore the secrets, the Easter eggs, the surprises, and the details that are often missed when playing this game. But first, I'll give you one little detail. Puget Sound ferry lines. And for those who know, Puget Sound is in Washington State. Oh, here's a spoiler. Who could this be? It's not Edith Finch. It's her son, Christopher. And he's on the way to visit his mother's grave. There. The biggest spoiler of the game.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you. And I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
So I figured I'd wait till Edith got quiet a little bit. So, obviously, the intent of this video is for people who've already played the game through to the end. And I see a lot of people who put their games on YouTube that miss so many of the rich details that are in this game. So that's what I hope to point out to people. And again, there's plenty of other videos out there that people have posted of them playing this game. Some are great, most miss a lot, and some just don't get it. But that's life. So that's my intent. I'm going to point out some of the details, spoilers. But if I miss any, and you know of them, please comment, because I don't know everything, but I've played this game a lot. And it is my favorite game. So we start off on the path. Most people don't turn around and let Edith talk about the fence.
Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
But of course, that's just to show you Milton.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
The house swallowed him up. One thing I noticed with everybody in the game, in the conversations that preceded, they talk about dying. So Milton wasn't too old. 11, 2003. And The Crown is a reference to the first game that Giant Sparrow did called The Unfinished Swan. I'm not going to get too much into that, but that's what it's about. Mixed, Indian and white. Orcas Island, Washington. And of course, there's the house.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
And before we get too far into this, the audio quality of my voice is pretty rotten. I'm just talking into a PlayStation 5 controller. So you may have to tweak your audio. Orcas Island. So obviously the mailbox is a representation of the house. There it is. Let's see. And it's neat because the house itself does have these type of out structures. Not quite 100% accurate, but not bad. This is something else a lot of people miss. You know, this little hand, it wants you to grab it.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
The way the text dissolves is important in this game. Frequently it points to clues, and most people don't catch it. But it's novel, and it's pretty damn great.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Like when you bust through this gate and send the letters flying, that's pretty clever. Can't fall. Oh, while we're here, let's look at this. You can see his little feet
My mother
and
left
her...
me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Sorry, didn't mean to step on you. As I was saying, little feet, big belly. She's pregnant with Christopher. Most people don't get that. Flat out reveals it.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
It's a nice detail. So the path goes two ways. Down through the woods or the road. Games I've watched, most people do both. And you get a trophy if you do both. So here we are 5 minutes in. Milton's missing, Lewis is dead, and Mom has died as well. It's no big spoiler.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
I see the bridge in the distance. Oh. I hear a frog. The frog is a reoccurring character. This is the deer, kinda. I think the deer kills Sam. A lot of theories about this game.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
The big reveal. I love how some events are just triggered by proximity or where you look, but some you gotta trigger.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
In case you forgot, there's Milton's castle. There's the classroom. You can kind of see Lewis's boat. And then the rest is Dawn and Edith's rooms. Now that tree, that's a big tree growing up. When there's flashback scenes, that tree's not there. It's like in Molly's, the garage isn't there. But the tree, that sprouted right up. A lot of people miss the dragon in the pond. Important plot line.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Some people try to correlate the dates. People were born, people died. So here's another choice. You go up the road to the driveway, to the garage. You go up the path to the front door. If you already had a key that your mother left you, you need to go try it in the front door.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
And Milton is still missing. different point of view. And Milton is still missing. 7 years. It's amazing that none of these posters are biodegraded at all. But it's a game.
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Mysteries abound. Now, if you noticed on the mailbox, it had the same stained glass window. Let's do it. Or not.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Now, just because Edith's wearing a glove, a lot of people assume it's the person from the ferry. But, hey, a lot of people are stupid.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
And you need to zoom. The game is all about peepholes and looking and observing. Potting soil, yeah, so what? Do you really need it? Ramp, obviously somebody's in a wheelchair or having difficulty. Garage. Sam's little deck with his little solar panel. I guess that's how the power gets here. Now, again, unfinished Swan, they make good use of a wind chime. So the boys at Giants, I should say the folks at Giant Sparrow, like wind chimes. And so many people get suckered into the doggy door without looking at the swing, Calvin swing, the big tree, and of course, the peephole.
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
Well, I assume she's talking about the Finch house that we've seen, not the house out in the water. Of course, Odin's monument. Oh, the broken fence. Well, so that's where I'm going to end it. We'll continue in the house. Oh, wait. Here's a little surprise or Easter egg or whatever you want to call it. If you don't go in and you figure, oh, let me go try that key in the front door, you get this.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
I think it's Molly the cat. Spoiler, nothing's in the garage but me.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
All right, I'll do the garage. Tight fit, that's why the tennis ball, most people are perplexed by the tennis ball. You gotta be old like me. Although, now I use a laser beam. And by the way,
Power
it's
had
tell
been
you,
turned off the night we left.
so you know when you park just right. And I apologize if I step on Edith's lines. You'd think I would know when she's going to talk by now. But I never shut up, so hey. People miss this. You don't know what it is yet. But we find out this is how all the doors were sealed. So whose door was this meant for? Walter? Probably. The only one really not sealed. Window you can't see in, but you can see out. Kiddie pool. We already know, no power. But here we have the cast of characters.
For the first time in years, felt like I was home.
And here's where everybody goes, oh.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Oh. And in spite of this, people still don't get it. It's not Eddie. It's Lewis. Great Grandma Edie. Edith Finch. Dawn Finch. And Dead Lewis. Fireweed Road. All right. What was that? Windy. All right, I'm going to end this. And if it's total crap, no one will ever see it. Goodbye.